Right, so that's the early start to the day. 3 camels down, they're all bull camels. Pretty tight little group. Oh shit, that's a fuckload more. Alright, g'day everyone. It's been a while. We are just about, we're 7 days into February, so I have been a little absent. Couple big things in that one. Jasmine and I and the girls headed down to Esperance for a little bit of a break, and that lasted 4 days for me because we started to have some issues with water up at the station, and that was a lot of cattle suddenly came into a couple of water points, few days that were very, very cloudy, and even though there was the enhanced power systems there, it wasn't able to quite keep up, as well as a pump dying on one of those, so it fell behind. So I whipped up with the truck and we started to pull a few cattle, and then Rigby and Charles came up to help continue pulling cattle off the point so we could make up a load. We got 2 road trains off, so we sent 259 head of cattle direct to market to Tuesday night. Yes. And I've got a few more that I've got to just load up and send on the next load. So yeah, we're doing a pretty good job there. Incredible numbers, incredible quality, particularly given the season at the moment. Great feed in the backup and everything, but the last couple of weeks here have been hot. Each day has been cracking a minimum of 42, and we've had around 48 for a few of those days, which, like now, the ambient temperature, and it is 20 past 5 in the morning, it's already over 32 degrees. So it's not been dropping a lot. So that has put a bit of pressure on the water. It's been hot. Cameras and stuff, it's not the time. But, our priority is the cattle, so I didn't even break out the cameras at all. They just stayed where they were. So today though, I've got a little bit more time. The lads are on their way back down to Esperance for a bit of a break, and then we'll be back into it quite shortly. And yeah, we'll see how we go with getting some film for that and film for everything else. And yeah, the feral animals, yes, they are around, but they have not been high on the ticket list. I am prepared today if I do come across some camels, horses, donkeys, dogs, any of those issues. If I need to, I can, but I don't want to use a lot of the time that I do have chasing and tackling those. I want to get my waters sorted, get back home, and I've got a little bit of cattle drafting to do. But I also have done a small amount of damage to myself in the last few days. So a little bit of taking it easy would be great. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so there's been a bit of a development. We knew that there had been camels hassling the water point. They haven't been getting in to the water point camel, but at the moment, right now, there's about 26 camels sitting just outside the yards. I've got to go to camel to check on the water levels, mainly to check my voltages in my pump if it's all good, and if I'm going to throw in this battery pack for it. But the camels hanging around the water point is not good because they will keep the cattle out, but also the longer they're there, the more likely it is that they're going to learn how to get into the yards. And with water point that's already under the pump, it's not going to be good to have 26 head of camel just get in there, wreck stuff and take the water. So that has shifted up on the list. I've checked the water point on my way down here. I've got around 20 minutes, half an hour before I'm there, but we have got the camera feed of that water point, so I can check in where they are and work out my best approach is. Now, I don't want to do a lot of walking, particularly with my sore foot and dinged up leg at the moment, but it could possibly be the better approach, lower profile, than rolling in there with the ute, which I've recently done some work on. Pulled the radiator out, gave a full flush on the intercooler, new intercooler lines, new turbo, did the intake manifold cleaning because it had, started to gum up with all those emissions regulations. And while I was at it, put in a new water pump and timing belt. So she's had a bit of a freshen up. I've also put new brake rotors on and new brake pads. So yeah, it's running nicely. But despite all that, I'm going to see how I go when I get closer to the point and how I'm going to tackle these guys. I do have my knife and I do have the esky. So yeah, if they're looking good, I might take a few slices. But we will see how we go for time. That is the big factor here. Right, let's see what else we can bump into along the way. Right, just after whacking those 3 camels. Right, so that's the early start to the day. 3 camels down, they're all bull camels. Pretty tight little group. Oh shit, that's a fuckload more. Where did you go? What are we doing here? Come on. Fuck yeah.
Circle, rocket. Spotlight, helix. Follow. Medium, follow. Unable to take off, aircraft in motion.
Right, well, not that entire mob, but there are a lot of camels at the moment. Interesting running the little drone. It's followed me is okay, but that held me up back there. Yeah, there's certainly going to be a few about today. So let's see how that goes and really how the rest of today goes. I've already got a bit of a sweat up, but that happens. All the ones I tagged I got down, so that's 7 of, I think it was around 13 or 14, but we'll check it out in a little bit. But yeah, that's what happens when you're not on the game and you're pulled up doing a little camera piece. But yeah, we'll see how we go. And we're just doing the little piece too. Right, so I am just about at Camel where I need to do this little bit of work, and they are set up near, sort of on the north side of the yards in line with the water tank. So kind of what I'm thinking is I might hop out on the long airstrip, and I've got a track that goes in towards the tank there, so we can land on the long airstrip and walk in. Yeah, I might go for that. So see how they react to the vehicle coming in, but I would like to get out on foot because I've got the yards and everything I can lean on there, and also a little bit of more freedom of movement. This ute isn't quite as good as the Nissan for the window for shooting out of because it's very round, like that shape, whereas the Nissan is quite square at the front here, which is where the Land Cruiser and the Nissan really do win. Alright, getting close, so time to make sure I'm ready. Alright, they are still all set up north of the tank, so phone away. Sam, I've got my earplugs in. Hang on.
Busy.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yep. I'm about to whack 26 camels.
Smash. Camels, yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah. Come on, little fella. That's enough of you. Come on, land. Around here. Oi. Focus thing. Oh, for fuck's sake. Alright, we've got the boss man down, so they're not going anywhere in a hurry. Yep, stay there, stay there, stay there. You're okay. Dunk. Ready for the big old broadside, everyone. Wow, wow. Wow, wow. You got 2 in the chest there, son. Lovely bunch of coconuts. All there standing in a row. Don't run, don't run. That one's a big miss, but let's keep going. we are here and ready to go. Right, so that is all 26 that I had on the camera wiped out, which is, you know, always good. The last 4 did make me work a little bit more. They're in that heart-lung shot sort of range, so they went a little bit further, so tracked them down and whacked them. They got me though, because they sort of split like into their pairs. But they are El Cactus. And one of our earlier camels that we dropped here at the tank. Now they did make me work for it because I've got the cattle out here, so I had to make sure that I wasn't going to be putting any rounds through to them, but also get my angles right that I'm not going to hit my solar panels, yards, or my tank, which, you know, it's always good not to do that, especially when I'm here to make sure I've got water. Now this boy is big and quite aged. They are some big feet. Right, you know, they are up against my size 12s here. Getting pretty serious. And then you got these little fighting teeth poking out there. Good warrior. But this is the one that always is, you know, people are always throwing their 10 cents in, like, why do you go for headshots? Why the next shot? Why not just do heart shots? The heart shot is a pain in the ass, especially given how far these guys can lug once they've got one through the chest. With a heart shot on a kangaroo, it'll go 100 meters. These guys, I've tracked them out about 800 meters. They do die, but I like to physically go up, kick them, and make sure that they are dead. So this vertebrae shot, and they have a very large vertebrae. Like it is seriously quite big. Like it is a big target, and you hit that with one of your soft points, it's going to shatter. You're going to do a major artery. There's some serious internal bleeding. Now you can feel the fluid around in there, but that's going to get them on the ground, and they're going to die pretty quickly. And if they aren't dead, they are very close together, so you can go around and give them another tap in the head. But that is a very good target. It drops them, gets them on the ground, and our job is get them on the ground and get them tidied up instead of having to chase them through the bush. Their brain, you're dealing with something that's sort of like the size of a fist, which, yeah, you can get it. There's a little black spot in the back of his head here. The glands, you just aim just up here and it's lights out. But you've got to make sure that you're getting that each time because of the shape of their skull, and I'd have to find, well, it's not hard to find one. The shape is such that you can actually do a glancing blow. You'll knock him unconscious, you'll come back up to him, and they will have walked off, and he's just got to scratch across his head. On the side, sort of go just in front of the ear here, and you know you've got a lot of muscle there, and a tiny little brain just in there. And the issues with headshots, if you're not getting it right in that spot, is you can blast a jaw out, and a jaw isn't going to stop them from walking. That's why that big target, straight in the side, straight in the front, you're going to take out everything that you need to. So that's that little bit on shot placements, and then the challenges of when you've got the wind, they will run. They will run pretty damn hard. So I've got to get to work on my pumps and stuff. But so far, what are we at? 24, 27, plus 7. How's my maths going? Right, what, 34? No, 44. 34. 34 camels for this morning. It's 8:30. And you got plenty of prints around. Right, well that's a wrap for the day. I dragged away a couple of those dead camels after I finished getting the water going down there at that bore, and it pumped away nicely. I put 48 volts battery down there, reconfigured the solar panels because they were being a bit of a pain. And yeah, rolled on and checked another couple of points. Just there, I went to the trough level, but it's been warm, and like I said at the start, haven't really been that motivated to film or stop and film when I just want to get out of the heat. So it's now 2:45. It's 3:30 in the afternoon, and puts our tally for the day at, I think it was 34 camel. Yeah, 34 camel. And I'm not actively going out and trying to find camels to shoot. I'm just out doing my normal job, and yeah, when I need to take them out, I take them out. When we want to do a pure mission on camels, which we will do, we will target them in that way. So yeah, that's the day. Here in Western Australia, where I am, we aren't allowed to use semi-automatic rifles. Well, we're not allowed to use semi-automatic centre-fire rifles. We have had a minister believe that a 22 long rifle in semi-automatic would be more than suitable for this job, but they also refuse to come out and actually see the problem. We currently have a police minister that believes that everyone who has a firearm is a threat except for the police, and has declared a cultural war against Americanism, despite purchasing more and more equipment for the police from the United States. So I guess he's a little bit hypocritical there. And yeah, I got a letter from police licensing saying that I might be eligible for a primary producer license. I just have to demonstrate, a whole list of things, but it kind of confused me, and I responded and asked them for clarification, because I already have a primary producer license. Have they again lost the paperwork? And why is it my responsibility to tidy up after them, considering how much we pay for our licenses? So they still haven't responded, and I guess that means that anything that I've got as a primary producer, I can just use my own interpretation of occupational use for, and use them freely, since they're not responding or acknowledging my primary producer status, which was good fun to sort out the first time. But yeah, there's those changes with firearms legislation set to come in after the next state election, and yeah, that hopefully doesn't result in Labor getting in, because that's only going to be bad for every aspect of our economy, as well as for people who are firearms owners. But that's just politics. They just sort of need to remember that with the harsher laws and everything that they're bringing in, they're going to need more police that are willing to put themselves out there against the citizens of Australia. That's a dangerous thought, isn't it? Yeah. Effectively, I'm just saying they have had an issue with retention of police in Western Australia and in Australia, and they've even fired some very good police officers because they refused to basically do the wrong thing. So yeah, what happens when you have no police, or no trust in police, and police have no trust in the government? That's they should probably listen a little bit more to those people, the ones who are actually putting their foot forwards. Anyway, that's that. This is today. It's warm, it's hot. It's Australia. And I didn't tread on any snakes today.